Hello, friends. Good morning and good evening, everyone. This is your ALP here. So today I am here with one more guest, Mr. Raman, with us. He is a mechanical engineer and he is from Kerala. And he is one of the co-founder of ChargeMOD electric vehicle startup company, mainly for charging infrastructure. And they already built many small kits for for charging the electric vehicles. And it is wonderful discussion, guys. So we had very good discussion on different aspects related to charging infrastructure, and so what are the different processes involved in this developing this startup process? What is their different products involved, and what is the product details generally, and the single phase and three phase charging structure, and where they are installing it, what is their process, what is the team size, and who are developing it, who are the other co-founders, and where they are getting funding, and what is the turnover size. So many things we discussed on it. And KSEB also helped a lot for this startup. And it's wonderful discussion, guys. If you have any questions or comments or anything, then you can comment in the comment section. And if you want to be a dealer, or if you want to set up the charging station at your locality, then you also can comment in the comment section. The guest details are available in the description. They also can contact you, and you also can message them if you have any questions or anything. Yeah, keep watching.
I am at home.
Yeah, Raman. Good morning. Welcome to our channel.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Happy to connect with you. First of all, thanks for accepting my invitation for joining here and sharing your experiences and about charging mode, e-vehicles and everything. Wonderful. Happy to be here with you. Yeah. Nice.
Thank you for being me on the channel so that I could share.
Thank you. Yeah. So just to share a few things about myself, to share the knowledge, I started this channel. It's going well. I'm interacting with many professionals across the industry. Yeah, so like that, I find one gem like you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Raman. So before... yeah. So before going to our topic of discussion, let's speak few things about yourself, who you are, and about your ChargeMOD and the company and everything, and the how it started, what's the idea, and yeah, you speak on, because it's you are there now. Please proceed.
Basically, we are a pretty startup scale company, right? Okay. So we are working EV charging systems, EV ecosystem and things like that.
Okay.
What we do is something that came to us when we were in our engineering colleges during our education. So all of the founders, right, me, Anup, Chris, and Advait, we all had our education together at GC.
Okay. Yeah.
So after engineering, we actually had some projects that were based on EV. So we built an EV. Basically, we built a two-wheeler. And we built a three-wheeler chassis. So basically, for us to have an understanding on how the ecosystem is revolving, and then we understood that there is a greater need for charging infrastructure.
That's true.
So basically, it was like we felt it like the gold mine rush of the lead, right? So everyone was working on gold and everything, and Levi's obviously had a chance to set up a support factory, right? A support ecosystem, right? So similarly, as in the case of the support system is pretty much necessary, right? Especially in India. So what are we trying to do is we're trying to bridge this gap of having this necessary support system to support EVs to connect them with the EV users, right? So having these infrastructure set up is one thing. Connecting them to the existing users is something else, and having new users come in, having new users experience the amenities or the associated infrastructure is another thing, right? So charging an ecosystem, we do all these. We do hardware for the charging infra, we do software for the charging control schema, and we do support systems and support environment for customers, drivers, and passengers as well.
In
a simple.
Yeah. So when it is started, I mean, is it like a extension of your college project, or it is a how I mean, when the actually the charge
Pardon?
mode concept, when the actually it is started, the
Okay.
charge,
So as
yeah,
a company, I think 2019, right? We
okay,
started in 2019, and we started off with basic devices like the level 1 devices and the associated charging schema for that, the ecosystem
okay,
software for that. And
okay,
then we thought of venturing further into the faster charging segments. Like by 2020, uh, we had the R&D team working on the faster AC charging devices, and now they are commercially productable. Right,
yeah,
that's the scale that we have right now. And currently, we're also working on R&D of TC fast charging systems up to 120 kW. So
okay,
that's the position. That's it. That's the
yeah, yeah,
achievements that we had.
yeah.
Achievements because it took
That's
us
wonderful. Yeah.
it took us a lot of time. It took us a lot of time. It took us a lot of hard work, and
Yeah.
it obviously it took us the great amount of help from other people, right? Basically, when we started, that's what something I find very interesting and intriguing because all of a sudden, what I could see was all of the companies, all of the other people who were associated in such an infrastructure, such a ecosystem, right? They were willing to help us. It's not like
Yeah. Yeah.
we were competitive. It's not like we were maybe in the future turn to be competitive. It's not like that. Even for us,
Okay.
like it's not like we are in the same ecosystem. We are in a very nascent ecosystem. It's growing, and it's our mutual duty to help each other out. So that's what the
Yeah.
ecosystem, and it's to be, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We should help each other. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it needs a lot of efforts in terms of technical knowledge, mainly in power electronics area, where all the conversion, all the things happens, the converter and all, and the mechanical aspects like building a product physically on the shop. It needs mechanical everything. Yeah, apart from theoretical knowledge, it needs some practical stuff also. I mean, being students, the level of understanding is different, and being able to make the startup and everything is different. So, how we people have managed the technical stuff and the production? Have taken any help from already who are experienced in the industry, or you people started on your own? How the idea is there?
Yes, like I said, during our early phases, basically it was just four of us, right? Me, Chris, Anup, and Advait. Anup and Advait, both of them are mechanical guys. Me and Chris, both of us has a software background, and then later Mithun joined us.
Okay.
Mithun is a guy with electrical electronics background. So we were
Okay.
the five guys, right? Just five of us who were working on systems.
Mm.
The whole hardware we were working on, the whole software we were working on, everything we were working on. And it turned out to be useless, right? I'd say I'm very frank here. It was
Yeah.
useless because in the end, we had no direction in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
What were we supposed to do? What are we planning to do? And then, like I said, we actually got generous amount of help from various corners of the industry, even from people in the highest name companies to startups who are very new in the field, right? From their engineers, from their technical support, from their CEOs, CEOs, and everyone. We got a great deal of support. I'm very
Okay.
happy to say that I got that support from them, almost all of
Okay.
them. I'd
Okay.
say whomever I've approached for a support or a help like schema, no one has said no. No one has said that I cannot share that information because you're a competitor. No, no one has said that.
Okay.
They had tried us to genuinely help. Right? There are some situations in which some policies hinder sharing some data that exists there. Obviously, those are there between companies, policies,
Yeah.
figures, and
Yeah.
scheme. Obviously, those exist. But
Yeah.
apart from those aspects, I'd say people had been very good. People have been very good. People have been very supportive of the endeavor. People have been
Yeah.
even whenever we approach someone for a possible association, nobody said no without hearing us, right? See, that's one of the most important issue, right? When people say no without hearing you, that's bad. But that's never the case in our ecosystem, in our industry, in the EVSC and EV industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
People like to hear, right? Because nobody know where innovation lies. Even for me, like nobody know where the innovation actually lies, right? It could be
Yeah.
a newer
Yeah.
business model, it could be a
Yeah.
newer
Yeah.
product aesthetic, it could be a newer charging schema, in effect, right? So it could be anything, right? It could be anywhere,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
fact. And
That's true.
mutual is something that is of a great deal. I believe
Yeah.
so. And
Yeah.
I think most of the people do believe so in our industry do believe so.
Yeah. Okay. Currently, you are focusing on two-wheelers, right? Mostly. I mean, a two-wheeler charging infra. Currently, you are focusing on two-wheeler charging infrastructure, right? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So currently, you are focusing on two-wheeler part, right? I mean, mostly charging infrastructure for two-wheeler.
No, we are actually we have a wider focus. Like we have a focus on manufacturing of the level 1 devices, and at the same time the level 2 and level 3 devices, right? So we have a wider focus, and we do
Okay.
currently work on all three schemas. But level 1 is kind of like a bomb segment, right? People are more interested in because it's a cost-effective solution and
Okay.
new business. It's not about the machine. It's not about the machine. I'd say it's not about. It's never about the machine in terms of the bulk slow scale distribution. It's always about the business model. For us, it's always about the business model. Product quality, obviously, it has to be met as per the Indian standards. AIS 138. You have to follow that.
Yeah.
It's been followed, right? Quality is something of it's not something of a concern because it should be there. Quality is something that is pertinent to the product, right? So that is there. The differentiating factor, I'd say, should be the business model in case of 2 and 3 wheeler chargers or slow chargers, right? It's not 2 and 3 of it's actually, frankly, 2-wheelers are not going to charge. Basically, 2-wheelers are not going to charge at the rate that most of us expect to, because riding range of a 2-wheeler for an Indian is around 60 kilometers, and most of the 2-wheelers are capable of delivering those 60 kilometers without an external charge support scheme.
Yeah, right? That's true.
So basically, so basically, what 2-wheelers or how 2-wheelers are going to charge is actually opportunistically, right? So if they have an opportunity to charge, they will charge. Otherwise, they are not going to find charging stations and try to charge off charging stations. I don't think that is going to happen unless and until cruiser bikes may come electric, right? Wherein we have long range electric bikes and wherein we have not scooters, right? We have got actual vehicles to travel longer range, like the cruisers, right? Obviously, that's the case. So 2-wheelers on a regular, 90% of the customers, they're not going to use public charging station. They're going to use opportunistic charging positions available. One way they're going to charge at like 90% of the time. The rest, like if they have a workplace charging schema, like they have a charging solution provided by a third party or provided by their employer at their workplace, they're going to utilize that. That's something that is possible.
Yeah, that's what going to happen.
Then if they're going to a place like a hotel or a theater, and if they have a charging solution there, they might use it. Right?
That's it.
That is the case with, when they're going to charge at a station specifically, not regularly. That's not going to happen as in a regular scene, right?
That's also true.
But we can expect.
But we can expect different people, right? Say it may not be the same person going regularly, but different persons. It may be like you told, hotels or theaters in those area parking lots. So okay.
Actually, that's that case. But like I said, if the charging station is set up in such a way that it is opportunistic for the customer, that they can utilize the opportunity of parking their vehicle already. That's something that is of acceptance for 2-wheelers, right? Otherwise, because ChargeMOD has got close to 25 stations in an area in Kerala. Right? But the problem being, our regular customer base is pretty low. Like the regular charges are very low. But at the same time, when we introduced workplace charging scheme at one of our clients' premises, it worked out well. Almost 100% of the electric 2-wheelers used to charge because it was available. That's why I told you the business model is something that is of core concern, right? In terms of the lower scale infrastructure. But when you come into faster charging, when you come into hubs, when you come into DC rapid charging stations, the business model is different, the story is different. I'd say that thing that we have.
Okay. So mostly the charging infrastructure, whatever it is there, so it is for public or it is for individual applications. So what do you comment on that?
The charging stations, basically, there are residential devices and there are commercial devices. Charging stations, basically, what happens is that there is a certain level of communication between the EVSE and the EV, right? So then that comes in at a certain level of charging. It is not there in the basic charging schema. You don't have to have a communication portal with the charging socket or the power plug that you're giving in, because that is controlled by the device that you have in your hand or the device that the manufacturer gives you to charge your vehicle, right? Otherwise, if you're considering a third party or a secondary charger, right, like a Type 2 charger, consider that you're owning a Hyundai Kona. A Hyundai Kona typically could take from 19 to 21 hours on a normal 3-pin plug, on a normal 3.3 kilowatt. That point, a residential Kona owner or a person who owns Kona for his private use could consider a 7 kilowatt Type 2 charger. A 7 kilowatt Type 2 charger could, in effect, completely charge the Kona in about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, over 2. So, like, it's a great difference that we are bringing in, like from 19 to 21 hours to like 7 to 8 hours, like 6 to 7 to 8 hours, right? That is something that potential customers look into. And these devices, the level 2 devices, they have a certain amount of communication with the vehicle, right? Because it's very simple. They have a control pilot line, and the control pilot line is a digital line. It's a square wave line, and it transmits some data via pulse width, PWM, right? It transmits via pulse width. It's very simple on an AC charging. Pretty simple schema. And even if it's DIY, I'd say if you have a basic electronic background, you can make a charger on your own, a Type 2 charger on your own. It's not a big deal. But commercial device or commercial residential devices that we sell or that we propose to our customers have certain level of electrical security that is built in. Normally, it's a 6-layer security that includes circuiting under voltage, over current, earth leakage, or residual current that are being checked, monitored. The relay is stripped if some sort of irregularity is found in the electrical side. That's one thing that the device does. Second thing is the communication part, in which the EVSE is communicated to the EV. And the third thing is the part to the server. Like if you want to have remote monitoring of your charging activities, if you want to have remote control of your charging activities, obviously your device need to be connected to the internet. Then obviously that communication, and it is done through OCPP, which is the Open Charge Point Protocol, or a proprietary, because we have got ChargeMOD has got 2 kind of labels, right? One in which the OCPP devices are connected, the other one in which MQTT, which is on MQTT on is of MQTT, but on that it's completely built by ChargeMOD, proprietary of ChargeMOD. All those functions, right? MQTT is not, but the system that we have devised on MQTT. And that method of communication. So multiple factors, is there. So residential, this is the purpose. And when you come into commercial, the difference is that you have got billing added in, like billing, counting added in. Access methods are strictly defined so that only customers who are defined access should access, right? So those are the aspects that come into commercial charge.
In commercial point of view, so wherever in public places we are going to charge it, so the payment related, how the situation will be? Is this like digitally monitoring how much time how much charge that two-wheeler got charged, or how you are differentiating those things, payment point of view? For example, I spent 1 hour for charging. Proceed.
The commodity that you're transferring is electricity, and you can build them on electricity only. You cannot build them on based on time. You cannot build them based on something else, because what you're transferring is electricity. What you're transferring is electricity and nothing else. So time is not an issue, because each and every vehicle might have a different time of charging. All of them might not follow the same time of charging, because the Hero Electric's Optima has got different timing standard than the Ather 450, and it has got a different timing than the Ampere vehicle. It has got a different timing than the STM Prana, which gets completely charged in about 3.5 hours. Right. So each vehicle has got a different timing to charge. Each vehicle has got a different battery capacity. So basically, I'll give an example. The Hero Optima will take close to 8 hours, I think, to full charge, and it has got a 2 kWh battery pack. Right. So basically, the Hero Optima, while consuming 2 kWh in 8 hours, the STM Prana consumes about 4.5 units in 4 hours. So basically, if we build it on time, what is going to happen is that the consumer who used more of the commodity is going to be charged less, while the consumer who used less of the commodity is going to be charged more. That's a completely wrong notion to the whole ecosystem. What we propose is always based on unit billing. It's always based on kWh billing, right? On the basis of actual amount we transfer. And all of the devices of charge have got a class 1 energy meter, a precise class 1 energy meter that gives actual recording of kWh values, so that we could understand what is the actual usage in every 30 seconds. Right? The device sends message in every interval, so you get the data. Energy usage that is carried out, and we bill them based on the actual energy, or we reduce the amount from their wallet based on the actual usage.
I mean, you are deducting from wallet itself.
Yes, so we do not follow a recharge a wallet program. We follow a recharge program in which you similar to your phone works, right? What you do is 402. You get 37.7 units of electricity that is valid for 28 days.
Like phone.
Yeah, just like your phone. Just like recharging. You recharge, and you can access the charging of any charging station inside and out of Kerala. Completely throughout India right now. More on. But in about we'll be planning to have our stations deployed all over India. So that's the case. Like in about that time, with one recharge, just one account, you can access any of the charging station in India. That's the whole plan.
I seen a couple of news on Indian Express, like three different 550, 850 or 1250 plans, something like that. 3 different charging plans, right? Yeah, currently.
Yeah, that's we have got plans starting at 402, then we have got 920. So 402 is the base plan. You can do 402 base plan, then you can upgrade it whatever, so like your usage based on your usage. But if you run out of the main plan, you obviously have top-ups, just like your phone. If you run out of the main, you don't have to do a main plan. You can do a top-up, and there is an option of top-up. Well thought out for. Just like
it's wonderful. It's wonderful idea.
Just like customers are already accustomed to. They already know this method. They are very much familiar with this method. It's not something new, right?
That's true. Okay. Wonderful. So generally, what will be the basic cost of this model? In what range it will be there? Can you just give a light on it? Because many of people asking me.
Our level 1 device starts at almost 13K. Level 1 device starts at 15K based on the Wi-Fi or GSM. If you need a Wi-Fi model, it's at 13K, and if you need a GSM model, it's at 15K. So it's completely waterproof. It's completely weatherproof. It's at 3.3 kilowatt, and it's capable of charging almost any kind of vehicle in the market. And it's type tested and approved by the Automotive Research Association of India for the quality testing.
So anyone can purchase, right? This item, anyone, this charging infrastructure, anyone can purchase, right? There won't be any restriction from the government side.
No. Anybody, because you have a small kirana store and you want to have a charging infra. Completely fine. It's completely fine. You can buy one from us. You can set it up. You need an installation support. We'll give you the installation support. No worries on that. All they have to do is just place an order. We'll have a technician if required on your site, and we'll install the schema for you. Otherwise, if you're capable of installing yourself, or you have an electrician who is capable of installing, you can do that. It's not a big deal. It's just a device. You don't have to do anything internal. All you have to do is just plug it into the main lines, and it starts working. Just like that.
For example, myself wants to, if I want to set up in my Kirana store, being owner of the Kirana store, what is the benefit for me? How I will get benefit from that in charging infrastructure? Because people will come and charge and go.
I didn't get that.
For example, myself having one Kirana store, I purchased your setup and I installed it. So people are coming and charging and going. So what is the benefit I will be getting as a owner of the Kirana store? Because I may be investing something for, it may be like for attraction purpose, or it may be for generally like, like additional service. So how you are giving the differentiation between owners, like any percentage you are giving or what?
We give the complete revenues to the owners on each charging, because for example, if a customer comes in at the premise, basically, like you said, it has got a marketing aspect, it has got an associated service aspect, plus the revenue aspect is very simple, very clear from our side.
Okay.
For each unit consumed, the customer will get 9 rupees plus GST.
Okay. Okay.
Client will get 9 rupees plus GST. That's what we charge from the customer.
Okay.
Exactly what we charge from the customer. We transfer that to the client.
Okay.
Complete devoid of anything. And then there is a 10% processing fee for us.
Okay.
That's what 10% processing fee for all the gateways or all other anything that is involved. Like for example, 9 plus GST, so we are going to get 90 basic on each transaction. Otherwise, the customer is going to get almost close to 8 rupees 10 paise plus GST. That's what the Kirana store is going to get primarily. And the value is based on the calculations, based on the EV policy. Basically, in Kerala, you will get electricity at 5 rupees. So the cost of electricity is 5 rupees, and the amount that you get will be 9 rupees plus GST. So it's going to be pretty simple.
For 5 rupees, for 5 rupees per unit, it is margin for the owner.
It's actually 3 rupees 10 paise after that party deductions per year.
Okay. Yeah, one thing, for example, if you don't want a digital money, I mean, you don't want to go through digital mode. So if we want to go by offline, for example, customer is paying 10 rupees directly to me. For example, he want to charge 1 unit of electricity. So how is the situation? I mean, shall we bypass this digital modes? We can directly go by manual mode, or can you give a light on it?
Yes, if a customer wants it to be working in such a schema, it's quite possible. What we do is we'll remove that from the ChargeMOD public network cloud, so it's no longer publicly available. Right? It's no longer available through the ChargeMOD systems. It is publicly available, but it's publicly available through the person who operates it.
Okay.
Right. That's it. So if basically in that case, what happens is that the customers might not know this charging station is there, the availability scenario, because everything is done, controlled, and by the owner of the point. But his regular customers, obviously, they'll know that the system is there, and he could get the money directly in hand from them.
Okay. Yeah. So in that case, there is nothing. Only one time they purchase it from ChargeMOD by paying 13 or 15K or whatever it is there. That's it. It's like purchasing one item. It's all responsibility and everything. Ownership lies with him only, right? The owner only.
Yes, that's it. That's the only cost that they have. The entire CMS schema goes in for free. The entire app, if they want to use it for purpose, their purpose, it goes in for free. And the internet cost for 1 year is taken care of.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So, for example, if how many days the product is operating as per the first installation of your company? Is it more than 1 year, or any issues are there in the site, or at the location of this charging? So can you speak on that aspect? Generally, what are the problems that will arise? Yeah,
the first proto was installed in 2019 November.
Okay.
The first proto was installed in 2019 November, and it worked till 2020 September 2020, almost a year. It worked fine. And then we replaced it with the new device, because after that we got the new device built. So in 2020 we replaced the device, and it's close to 6, 7, 8, 11, 12 months now, I think. 11 months now. So basically, the devices have been set up for more than a year at many places, and it's still okay now. No issues.
Okay.
All that we have had the LEDs, which we have changed. We have had some issues with the LED lights, the indication lights. At some places, but we serviced those. And once we had a stuck relay issue in one of our stations in Kollam. We had a stuck relay issue. We had to remove and fix the relay. And I think those are the services that we have during this period. Otherwise, it's completely fine. Nothing else had come up so in the communication side, and in terms of the software side, we've had.
Yeah. You are muted. Please unmute.
Like a ton of changes, from the beginning, how it was, and it has changed a lot in terms of software ecosystem, software usability. A lot.
Yeah,
But up there, like we've had 3 different models, 3 different generations of the device, and right now it's 3rd generation devices right now.
Yeah.
So the 3rd generation device has been on the market for close to 3 months only. Like
Okay.
first and
Okay.
2nd generation had been close to 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
3rd gen is close to 3 to 4 months only in the market. So
Okay.
basically similar design of 1st and 2nd generation. And like I said, there had been some issues like the ones that I mentioned, the lighting issues and other issues. So on the core side, I don't think there had been much issues till now on the core.
Okay. So generally, what will be the IP protection of it? I mean, shall we directly kept on outdoor or what? Can you comment on? Okay.
So basically, the outer cage is IP54 and the inner cage is IP65.
Okay.
So inner cage is what protects the electronics, the electronic board, the and the antenna.
Yeah.
Outer cage is IP54.
Okay.
The sockets are all IP66.
Okay.
No,
so it's okay. Yeah. It's like a regular 3-pin socket, right?
You don't need a because recently
it is like a regular 3-pin socket.
We have got 2 sockets. One is the IEC 6030 and the industrial socket.
Okay.
We have got 2 sockets. One is like the IEC 6030, the industrial socket, and the other one is the regular 3-pin socket. But the regular 3-pin socket, our design is pretty mature. It's completely waterproof while plugged in. That's the case.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a wonderful. So how many people are there in your team for these activities? Like you told, I seen 6 pictures on Indian Express. So all these 6 people were they are the like friends together started it, or can you give light on it?
Basically, the whole of the core team is considered co-founders, right? Okay. The whole of the core team considered co-founders. They have status, even if they come in late, because they have a certain value that they bring in with. So they are considered, because each and every time a new member comes in, we have a new portion that is being added to the company, a new wing that is being added.
Yeah.
Right? So they are in their respective fields, founders of that respective wing, right? Those are these people are the leaders, and in that case, we've got 9 leaders right now. For the company, 9 people who are part of the core ecosystem, and below them we have got close to 14 technicians and other associated people who are working as partners to the company, as employees to the company, but we consider them partners. So that's the a good harmonic environment that we are trying to build as a workspace.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any plans of other branch in other states or in your own state? What is the expansion plan like that? Can you give light on it?
Kerala is actually our place. Kerala, we have a good connect over the place. We have a good network in the place, right? So it's our place. So we know the new country of Kerala, like from Trivandrum to Kasaragod. We've got friends. Right? We've got friends throughout Kerala. So that's the main thing. I've got friends. My compound has got friends. Like we studied in a government engineering college. So pretty much we have a lot of friends across all of Kerala, all of the government colleges, the government institutions. So people definitely are trying to help us. Being a startup, they are generally trying to help us one way. And that's how we have our ecosystem in Kerala. We've got direct relationship with dealers, all of the dealers in Kerala, Tata, Hyundai, Mahindra, SVM, all of them. Relationships so that customers can have primary access to our systems. And then we have got direct associations with the DISCOM, KSEB. We are directly associated with DISCOM. We are directly associated with the energy management here in Kerala.
Okay.
That's the way so when we want to go to a state, we want to have a clear picture. When we are planning our expansion, we have had multiple options. We have had multiple options to get to be on the wing, right? But we haven't taken it yet, because once we set up, the whole idea, the whole vision is that it should be seamless, right? So I don't want the systems to be down. We don't want the systems to be down at any point of time, because that reduces the dependability on our systems, which I don't consider is good. Dependability is a core factor in our line of business.
That's true.
That's
Okay.
So it's pretty that we have a seamless method of runnability inside those states. That's what is keeping us. Thing is, we are planning to go pan India. in about 3 to 4 months. Right, we are planning on that based on a network of regional service partners and charge point partners,
Okay.
which might be similar to franchise type, not exactly a similar method of franchising. Right, that's what we are planning to do. We'll be planning our expansions to the rest of the states in about 2 to 3 to 4 months down the run.
Yeah.
Like we'll be initially looking forward to guys down in South India to work with, and then we eventually move up north as we are able to find people who we can work with. Right, that's the only thing that we might be looking forward to.
Yeah.
Who we can work with.
Yeah. So franchising with this sense, everything will be provided by you. Only the owner, I mean, the person who is sitting there, he will get some salary type or some commission type, right?
No. It's a different notion. It's a different notion, right? For example, consider an RSP of a district in Tirupati, right? A district in a district of Tirupati, like a specific district. That guy, that RSP is responsible for all the sales, all the services, all the transactions that are happening in the region. Like, so basically, he is going to be the node of ChargeMOD in that region. Right? So one thing that he's going to get a percentage of all sales that are happening in that region. One way. He's going to get involved in all service aspects that are coming in the region. And third thing, all sales, all further installations of physical hardware will go through him in that region. So that's how the program works. The CPP is the other one, in which a person who sets up a charging station, people will come in, use the charging station, he'll get the revenue. That's the CPP charging point partner. And those are the two methods that we have currently devised to maintain a partnership with, for people to maintaining a partnership with ChargeMOD.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So what is the lifetime of this charging, estimated lifetime? How many hours if the partner can use for charging or selling the charging hours? So I mean, any tentative design the hours like that? I mean to say the lifetime of the charging kit. Is this 5 years or 3 years? Yeah, because some figure should be there.
Basically, right now, we don't have an exact count on the data line, right? We don't have an exact on how long, but as per the projections, we find it somewhere close to 6-7 years, 6 to 7 years could be the whole period of operation. And the values are based on values from Norway, Sweden, and other countries. But we do have might have some conflicts because the climate is not that the same, right? We have the design considerations are not the same. Quality of materials that are available, they're not.
That's true.
That's the same, right?
Yeah.
Those are those factors. But based on the current capacity that are installed in the North Americas, installed in the upper European region, what we feel is 8 years is okay. 8 years is pretty okay. So 8 years is something that is a count until you could consider. Still, I'd say it will have a certain sort of residual value even after the 8 years, I believe.
Yeah.
But that we might face in 8 years could be that these systems might find to be obsolete, right? You see, we are installing a 50 kilowatt system, and in 80 years, 50 kilowatt could be slow charging. I definitely feel so.
That's true.
50 kilowatt could be charging, right? So the problem being, it could not be of life, but it could be that the systems might go obsolete. It's all based on
So I just want some idea on that area. That's why also I asked that aspect.
50 kilowatt on a pretty low scale of charging, right? But in 8 years, 50 kilowatt, like
maybe slow,
a moderate fast charging.
That's it.
It's moderate fast charging scheme only. It might not be the fastest charge. Right now, 50, 60 is the fastest charging schema in India. It's not so in Europe. It's not so in many other countries, because 120 kilowatt is coming up to be in European region, right? In the North Americas. Right? So that is something that is there, right? So 120 kilowatt now, after 8 years, it could be 350. 350 is already now. So 350 device, in effect, 350 kilowatt could completely charge your vehicle in 5 to 10 minutes. Right. That is the key. So it is already 120 is becoming the norm, which means that could be considered as a moderate fast charging, which is considered rapid charging in India right now. The value that is considered rapid charging could be considered moderate charging in about 5 to 6 to 7, 8 years.
That's
I
true.
do have a thought process similar to
Yeah. So for better understanding the industry, I think you people have to roam a lot of foreign countries also, right? For understanding how the actual situations are there. I mean, just to understand the customer interfacing, how other country people are using it, what advancements are there. What's in your mind? I just thinking that, I don't know.
See, we do need to have a consideration of how other countries are. We do need to, because EVs are not something that we are used to, that Indian engineers are used to, Indian research community, right? So, and most of the tech right now comes from outside, right? We haven't have developed something of our own, like in terms of a protocol and in terms of a method. We do not have something like it. What we have are adaptations of European versions, of Chinese versions, of Japanese versions, or what we have are adaptations, right? Those are not clear internally things, right? So in terms of those aspects, right, we do have to take considerations from other countries, but there is for us based on our data, there is a huge demand. There's a huge difference in the driving pattern, in the driving culture, in the way people consider cars, right? In our places in India, a car is something that is one of the second most important investment in a common person's cycle, right? Financial, right? So what we have is not such a scene in other countries, in many European countries or even in the Americas. It's not such a case, right? Because and also at the same time, we have a situation in which the Americans and the Europeans, they are drivers. They drive.
Yes.
If the Europeans, Americans, they drive long drives. They do longer distances. They do. I mean, consider a person who wants to go from LA to San Francisco. They just drive. They don't do planes, right? They drive. They are okay to drive, but that's not the case with us Indians, right? We don't usually drive though that kind of distances. What we do is we take public utilities, etc. So that kind of driving culture difference is there. So that should also be taken into account as in terms of the CPU. Because your customer in two of these regions or in these three regions are not at all related. They don't follow each other, right? So that's one thing that is to be kept in mind, right? So that's also there. Customer mentality and the driving culture of these regions are completely different. The environmental conditions of these regions are completely different. We do not have European weather in most of India. Right? We don't have that kind of. And considering Kerala, we have a high humid, high temperature climate, temperate climate, right? We have basically I've had issues with some DC stations in terms of humidity. I personally have had issues. Those things that makes our climate, makes our installations a little bit more different from. It's not concerning at all. It's different. That's it. Not at all concerning.
Okay. Yeah, wonderful. So the investment related, how you people are managing? Each people kept some money, or you are taking any loans, or any how the situation is going on? Because being a startup, that is the important thing to be considered. So can you give a light on it? It might be just inspirational to many. That's what I want to say.
So basically, on basis of our investment, on the basis of ChargeMOD's investment, we are mostly a bootstrap company. We have taken some loans, but almost all personally, right? All of the founders, all of the friends brought in some money. Our family supported us. Our friends supported us. Our mentors supported us. We have a ton of mentors who even usually help us get through many of the situations that we face normally, right? Funds are something every single company, every single startup crave for, right? We do. I mean, ask me if I require. Yes, I require. Ask anyone, obviously, they'll require in terms of startup being in this. Because if you have the funds, you can do so much. You can do so much.
That's true.
You can do so much That's the thing. It's not about getting the money. It's about how much of things that you could do. That's the thing. You have the funds, you can do so much. But at the same time, when you have limited funds, you improvise. You innovate. Like you have the limited scope, you have to work around that, right?
That's
so
it.
Our
That's
Black Box Mini. Black Box Mini is the residential smart device. It's priced at 4,500 rupees. It's a residential smart charger. It's priced at 4,500, and the whole concept is revolving around this only. Right? We had to make a device, and the production side, we didn't have enough budget to make the production, so that if we couldn't produce the boards at 1,900, we had to produce the boards at 1,200. So we had to improve the whole design. We had to make the boards shorter, right? And in turn, we reduced the whole size, we reduced everything, and thus we were able to down the price to close to 4,500 without compromising on quality. We just compromised on quantity of material used, not on the quality of material used. Definitely, we did the quantity of material, quantity of things that we use, reduced a lot of those, brought a bunch of those into software perspective. And that's how we did. That's how I think most of the companies who are into production, who are into managing something, they usually take this kind of a route when they are forced to. That's the truth thing, apparently.
Okay. So what is the yearly turnover type of, what is the amount you are projecting every year? Maybe sales point of view, or it may be overall amount, turnover point of view. Any projected figures so that it can give us better understanding how big the industry is.
I don't have a policy to discuss. I'm not allowed to discuss that amount. But I'd say it's not above a certain threshold. It's not about. It's close. It should be close to. Let me think.
Thinking.
I'm not allowed to disclose that exactly, because without the permission, right? It should be close to 200,000, maybe $200,000.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, that's just a rough figure. That's what I mean, just to understand how the ChargeMOD is operating and how things are going on.
It should be close to 100. I think it's not 200. It should be close to 100 for the past year.
Okay. Yeah. So in the next coming days, what are the different models? I mean, in terms of kilowatt range, now you told like a single phase 3.3 kilowatt, like that. What are the different models you are expecting in the coming days? Did you have any 3-phase chargers, or is it single phase only? What is the considerations?
Yeah, we have 3-phase devices. Basically all the DC devices up and above 7 kilowatt, they are all in 3-phase.
Okay.
Any devices that comes in below 7 kilowatt, below 32 amps, 32 amps, 230 volts. It can be in single phase.
Okay.
It can be single phase. Anything above that, we recommend 3-phase. Right. That's the true thing. That's the simple math. Up to 240 volts, 230 to 40 volts, 32 amps, you can go with single phase. Everything above that, it's better that you go with. It's obviously the possible way is to go with 3-phase. And we've got after 2 kilowatt, we have got the 11 and 22 kilowatt versions of Type 2 AC chargers. And after that, we have the DC versions starting at 30 kilowatt CCS, 30 kilowatt CCS, and 40 dual gun CCS, and then we have 50 single gun CCS. Right. So these are the different models. Then later on, that comes in the segment. All of them are 3-phase devices, 415 volt devices.
Okay. Yeah. So most of the times you are taking, supply from direct electricity network, right?
Yeah, that's the possible option right now, especially for the high power devices. We have a device set up in Koilon based on solar, but it's also an on-grid setup, right? The device takes its power from the main lines, the grid line. The grid's power supply. And the setup in turn supplies electricity back to the grid through the on-grid setup, solar on-grid setup.
Okay.
That's how it's set in Kulon in Kerala. And like I said, it's pretty difficult to have an energy storage system associated with a charging schema. Right? During the night, anyway, you are having to have the grid support, or you need to have energy stored. So ESS is expensive now for such such project. So we do not have ESS in consideration, but R&D is going on, right? Having ESS integrated into charging schema, right? That is already there, but our works now had been limited to on-grid setups.
Right? Okay. Yeah, I think we may be taking 5 more minutes. I think we are running out of time. Yeah, we have, but I have many questions to ask you. I don't want to miss your experience because our audience are so much interested on this area, because this is the boom nowadays. Yeah. Okay. In the EV, the charging setup, because the power, we can't say 24/7 power may be there. Sometimes power cut may be there, some disturbance may be there. So the charging kit, did it require any supply for its functioning, or whatever grid supply is there, that itself okay?
See, having a generator, having a generator is not at all okay, because it's not clean way. Second thing is not viable the other way. And third thing is it's not good for the machine as well, right? So these are the things that we have to consider while considering the generator schema. And the next option is battery storage, energy storage system. Energy storage is not viable right now. Right now, it's not feasible. Blatant feasible right now, because the cost of cells per watt hour, I mean, cost of storing the energy per watt hour is pretty high right now. Per watt hour, it's pretty costly. I think per kWh it can be up to 15 to 18k, between 15 to 18k per kWh. So that is on a higher scale cost, right? So that cannot be something that we recommend to the clients right now. And in Kerala, what we have is that the KSEB, the board is actually has told us that they'll reduce the outage. They'll try to, and if they have some outage or some work in that specific line, they'll obviously give us a beforehand knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I think you have good experience with KSEB. I think on electric poles itself, some setup is there, charging setup. That is wonderful idea, I think. Yeah, without space wastage and everything. So whatever the setup already there. That idea is a ChargeMOD idea, or
that actually
idea?
Came up as
hello, Raman.
As a byproduct, right? Me and my CTO, we were walking through Kozhikode city, and my CTO was pointing me that there are a lot of electric posts here, and there are a lot of places that people could obviously stop and charge. Why are we wasting thousands and thousands on installation? Right? Because see, some cases the installation cost could be higher than the device cost. They have to run a 100 meters line to get something like that. See, that is something is not good for the client, not good for us, right? So that's why Chris was pointing me that, why couldn't we do that? And I was like, why couldn't we do that? So we gave the proposal, and the KSEB people, they are very supportive. Right? The people of KSEB, the officers at KSEB, they are like, if you have something that is good for the people, if you have something that is good for society, if you have something that is good for KSEB, obviously, because it's a public entity. A sphere of people. So those three
got it.
Then it fits in a way, then they could point that out. And I think after submitting the proposal, in about 2 to 3 weeks, the whole thing had been okayed by KSEB. And on top, at the top level of KSEB, there are some executives who are actually very passionate about this whole infrastructure schema, who are passionate as much as we are. That's the thing.
That's required.
See, you might not find officers like that everywhere, right? But welcome to welcome to KSEB. These people are very supportive. People are like, it's like they call us and they give us instructions. You do this, you do that, so that it'll be better. Nobody does that. They ask us, they give us instructions, they guide us, and if there are any shortcomings, they scold us in such a way.
They are mentoring properly.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And specifically, I'd say the directors of KSEB, of all the departments, those people directly, whatever we put forward to them, they directly get it to the government level. They directly get it to the without any delay. I mean, delays are something that is inborn to government. That is not there. That is not there. It's pretty transparent, pretty okay. I am hats off with KSEB because they had been supporting us just like that. Being a startup from Kerala, they are supporting us the way that we wished a company to be supported. They are doing that to us, and we are very happy. We are very happy on that.
Yeah. That's wonderful. So many things we discussed today. This is not the end. I can say this is just a start for our combination. We are going to do many more small discussions on this aspect because EV is not the end. This is the future. It is just a start in our country also. So many more things we will discuss in a detailed way. So thanks a lot, Raman, and I wish all the best to entire your team at ChargeMOD. I personally want to meet at your location also whenever I will get a chance. Thank you. Thanks a lot, dear. We will meet in next other videos. Bye. Take care. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Thanks for watching. And if you're watching this video for the first time, then do subscribe to this channel so that whenever I'm uploading videos, you will get notifications. You can simply watch and enjoy. If you have any questions or comments or anything, then do comment in the comment section. The author details are also available in the description. You can directly connect with them. And if you want to be a dealer, then you can comment in the comment section so that we can have further discussions. Thank you. Bye. We will meet in other video, guys.